Oh my goodness, £600? What have the community made me done? Oh wait, hang on a second, we're recording. Tab into Monopoly. There we go, much better. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Spiffing Brit, and today you join me in Monopoly, yes. Where hopefully I won't be having to splash £600 because some absolute mad people on the internet decide to keep pressing a like button. Although I did have to buy this game off of Uplay, which is, oh god, it's certainly an online service. Anyway, today, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves in Monopoly, as today we're tasked with answering a question which I'm sure plagues almost all of you. You see, down in the comments section many weeks ago, I noticed a very strange comment. Hey Spiff, after buying some of your fantastic merchandise, I noticed my charisma stats rising far too quickly. This resulted in me having friends. I know, it's absolutely shocking. And so our lovely friend in the comment section wondered what is the best way to remove those friends from your life. Well, fear not, ladies and gentlemen, as today we've loaded up Friendship and Relationship Destroyer 9000 to demonstrate to you, the lovely ladies and gentlemen at home, how you can not only end Monopoly games with absolutely stupid and relationship destroying annoyance, but you can also do it with the aid of exploits, making it even more frustrating when you absolutely decimate your 5-year-old child in a game of Monopoly. I mean, have you ever felt that your family and friends have just been too annoying, continuously asking, where have you been? Why haven't you responded to any calls and texts? Why did you stop paying your TV licensing fees? Oh god. So how do you get those people to just stop sending you messages? Well, what you want to do is quite simply encourage them to download Monopoly Plus off of Uplay, and I will demonstrate to you, the lovely ladies and gentlemen at home today, how you can get them to go away for good. That's right, you will no longer have the TV licensing men banging on your doors asking to be paid. Oh no. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin by clicking on this great big button and playing some Monopoly. Of course, we need to do this in the local mode, as who plays Monopoly online? I mean, genuinely. Well, apparently, actually, in the online mode, there's a couple of things going on here, including a leaderboard. Yes, let's see who is at the top of the leaderboard for Monopoly Plus. Okay, let's load it on up. Who is the best Monopoly player in the world? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's Name JP. They're the best Monopoly Plus player in the entire world. They've only played an hour of the game, and they've only won one game. Right. Are you telling me, game, the best Monopoly player in the entire world has an hour in the game? Only an hour. I think something might be a little bit wrong here. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be diving into the fantastic world of Monopoly, where I will be demonstrating to you how to get a turn 1 victory in Monopoly against all of your fantastic opponents. Now, personally, I have no one to hand today, so I will be only playing against the AI. That's right, it's another episode where I'm going to be bullying the AI. Now, for this exploit to work, you are going to want a couple of AIs. So if you're playing this with friends, make sure to add a couple of AIs into the game with the excuse of only simply padding out the player count, but really they're there for much better reasons. Now, many of you are probably recoiling from the PC at the moment, as you've just heard a fantastic sentence. That's right, it's an exploit which will allow you to win a Monopoly game in turn 1. It's going to be a very long turn, but genuinely all you need to do is roll the dice once and then tally ho, the entire game is yours. Burger me sideways with a teabag, the entire world is now mine. So how do you get a turn 1 victory? Well, for a start, ladies and gentlemen, it takes a whole lot of dedication and a huge amount of qualifications. What qualifications to be exact? Well, you could probably do with going onto the Universal Life Church Monastery website and buying yourself the title of Universal Philosopher of Absolute Reality. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's the Universal Philosopher of Absolute Reality. Now, as many of you know, I am of course a member of the company Spiffco, and my role in that fantastic company is not only to drink copious amounts of tea and shout at people, it's also to be the Universal Philosopher of the absolute reality of making money. After all, if you ever wonder why you don't have money, you simply need to look at the Spiffco's Guide of Conduct and the 3 M's. 3 M's are, of course, more money, more Monopoly, and more praising the Queen, because if you fail to praise the Queen, you'll be ejected from the company immediately, potentially even the entirety of the British Empire, and also the wider universe. So yes, make sure to stick to the 3 M's. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into a brand new game. Oh my goodness. of course, because it's Uplay, they've decided to add in a ton of extra added bonuses like a living board, but instead, I like the true classic board, yes. Good bit of classic board. You know what, there's a couple of added rules we could have. We could, for example, have the wealth rule, which is the first player to reach 3,000 in capital wins the game. The issue is I can do that immediately as soon as we enter into the game, so remember that the game thinks it's a fair rule to have 3,000 in cash and then you just default win the game. But instead of doing that, we're going to have some basic classic rules and jump into a brand new fantastic game. Oh, and of course, yes, I get to have the top hat, yes! You have to be the top hat, it is most spiffing indeed. And when it comes to who we'll be playing against, we're going to be playing against some AIs, but some hard AIs, yes. I do like a challenge, so we're going to be playing off against 5 excruciatingly hard AIs. We're going to be beating them all in turn 1. Anyway, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's start this fantastic game of Monopoly. It begins. Oh my goodness. Monopoly, the fast-dealing property trading game. Monopoly is one of the slowest games in existence. I've known games of Monopoly which have lasted entire months. This game is just absolutely stupid. I imagine in the comment section we're going to be hearing some fantastic stories about how you once started playing a Monopoly game with your family, and then by the time you got to the point where one of you won, you realized that actually several years have passed and you forgot to return that library book, and then suddenly the library police are banging on your door requesting to have the Monopoly 101 how to basic guide back, and you know, it's just a situation you don't want to be in. So ladies and gentlemen, fast games of Monopoly, which is exactly what we're going to do. A turn 1 game of Monopoly. So let us begin by simply rolling a dice. This is how you decide who goes first, of course, quite traditionally, and we rolled a 3. Right, okay, so we're going last. Great. Oh no. Oh well. All the AIs can go ahead of us. That's fine. We'll just be last. Good old Marshall did a nice roll. Vincenzo, come on Vincenzo. Vincenzo rolls a 12. Bloody heck, these hard AI are exceedingly difficult. Come on Battleship Marie. At 5. Is no one going to roll lower than me? This is not fair. This is meant to be about exploits, not me being very bad at rolling dice. Come on Amandine, roll lower. Oh yes Amandine, that's a 3. We're second to last, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. Here is the fantastic board. I mean, it's beautiful. It's Monopoly as you know and love it. A great big board. You've got a jail. You've got chance cards. Who knows what's going to be happening? So, let's begin. Now, the game immediately starts and Vincenzo, the lovely little Scotty doggy, is going to roll. Vincenzo rolls a 7 and away he goes. He immediately lands on chance. What do we get, Vincenzo? In my test game, I drew a chance card and immediately got Mayfair. So, yeah, you can get some pretty wacky things. No, Vincenzo just immediately teleports to go and gains an extra 200 Monopoly coins or whatever it is. Monopoly rubles, Monopoly yen. What about Monopoly Vietnamese dong? Now that's a good currency. And Michael rolls a 6 and grabs the Angel of Islington. Of course, it's the AI. They always buy the property on turn 1. Very good. My goodness, Monopoly is going to become a very perfectly balanced game as all things should be. Oh my goodness, is that a double? Marshall the cat rolls a 12. I do believe a double allows you to roll again. You see, it's a well-known thing that only true Monopoly geniuses would know about. Oh, and apparently an auction is taking place. Okay, right. I'm going to join in on this fantastic auction where hopefully we're going to be able to buy this lovely thing. Right, let's actually try and completely outbid it and drop down 100. I'd like to buy the electric company. It's going to be mine. Yes, no one else wants it. Fantastic. I won the auction and the electric company is mine. I think it only cost me about 130 or something, so we only got it 20 less than Uplay. Can you stop throwing massive alerts in my screen? Anyway, is that another double? My goodness. So we now own the electric company, which is a good start. Basically, in our first turn, we just want to grab as many properties as possible, but if you don't actually get any properties in your first turn, it doesn't matter because you can just trade for them. That's right, the AI is willing to sell you genuinely anything. Come on, Marshall the cat. Is that another double? No, it's not. Your game is finally over. Now, the fact that Marshall has actually managed to roll this far around to the board is great because they've got a very high value property, and the higher the value property you have, the faster this exploit will be. As fun as it is to grab the cheapest property on the board, if you do that, it means you're going to be sat here for 17,000 years trying to get this exploit to work. And at that point, you're basically just here for a standard Monopoly game length. Anyway, it's finally my time to play. Let's roll those dice. Roll, roll, roll. Give me a 12. Give me something big. Give me something huge. A great big number, that's 8. Okay. But it is a property nonetheless. So there we go. We land on Euston Road and immediately we're going to buy this. But this is our turn, and this is where things are going to get very wacky. On your turn, you don't want to end it. We are not going to be pressing the enter key at all. We don't need to this game. It's completely redundant. Instead, we are going to just be making this entire game and the rest of this video my turn. So what are we going to do as our first part of my turn? Well, we're going to go to Michael here and buy his one property. He has one property. It is, of course, the Angel of Islington. I'd like to buy this, please. In return, I'm going to pay him for it. Do believe this property has a total value of 100 M-bucks. But you know what? I'm feeling generous, so I'm going to offer 100. Actually, you know what? I'll just offer 100. Yeah, that'll be fine. I mean, it is worth 100. This is just a fair trade. You give me something. But no, you want a little bit extra. What do you want? 136. Very well. 136 for this property. Michelle, I'm going to accept that. So there we go. We lose 136, but we gain one more property. But our turn is not over. No. We want to go over to Marshall here and buy ourselves one of their properties. So we're going to try and buy Leicester Square off of them. It's valued at 260. So once again, we'll offer a full 260 unknown generic monopoly currency. Now, because this property is actually worth so much, we're going to have to offer a little bit more than just 260 to try and steal it. I'm going to offer a full 320, but don't worry, we're going to be making a lot of money off of this. And surprise, surprise, they accept. Fantastic. So there we go. There's only one other property on the board, and it's Marshall's. Oh my. Well, naturally, we're going to be grabbing that one as well. This is the last property on the board, which is owned by someone which isn't owned by me. And I'm going to offer a full 200 M-bucks to try and get this property. And apparently the AI would like 245 for this property, which is only worth 180. And whilst this might look like a bad deal, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually exceedingly profitable, so we'll be taking this deal. And there we have it. We've managed to buy all of the properties off of the AI in turn 1. This would normally be regarded in Monopoly as an absolutely crazy move, as my money is immediately down to only 569. Now that's not a position you want to be in. No one wants to be in the position of 569. So, how are we going to get out of this situation? And most importantly, how are we going to be getting some money back? Well, if you remember, we started this game with 1,500 M-bucks. Everyone started this game with that amount of money. And so logically, all we have to do is get our way back up to 1,500, heck, even above 1,500. And suddenly you'll start noticing that this game has a bit of an odd situation in it. So what we're going to be doing, ladies and gentlemen, is we are going to be immediately mortgaging all of our properties. Starting with Leicester Square, our most valuable property. It costs 130. So we do that and we get 130 in cash. Now, mortgaging a property means we no longer collect rent off of it, but honestly, that doesn't matter whatsoever. So we're going to mortgage all of our properties and just get an absolute ton of money off of it. So there we go. All of our properties are mortgaged and we now sit at 964, which is good, but it's not as good as actually having over 1,500 at the start of the game. So for this exploit to work, we simply need to basically take money off of the AI and give money to ourselves. So what we want to do is now go back into the trade menu, and I'm going to go over to Marie here because this battleship player has the least money, and so I'm going to start offering them properties. Now, if you remember, we bought the electric company for a fantastic 120. We then mortgaged it for 75, meaning this electric company basically has cost us so far around about 50. So for us to turn a profit on owning and buying the electric company, we simply need to sell it for more than 50. So we're going to be selling this property to the battleship for its exact worth, which is 150. Now bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this property is worth 150. However, that's its actual worth excluding the fact that it's mortgaged. Because this property is mortgaged, it's actually worth exactly half. This property should instead only be worth 75. But if we can convince the AI to buy this property for full price, we've suddenly made a profit of over 100. So let's offer them a little deal here. Now they think it's a little bit sketchy, so they're going to lower it down a bit to 116. And you know what? I'm actually going to accept that. Fantastic. So the property is gone from our inventory and they have it. And you know what? They immediately repay the mortgage for the property. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. They've repaid the mortgage for the utilities. Yeah, they just repaid it, which means they just spent an extra 80. And I'm going to do something now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to buy back the utilities. Remember that we're on 1,080 money at the moment, so we're going to buy the electric company, bearing in mind the AI's just unmortgaged it, so it is actually worth the 150 it says it is. We're going to buy this fantastic property for 140, maybe? Question mark. Is this okay? Yes, apparently 140 is fine. Right, we'll buy that for 140, and now the electric company is in our inventory, and of course we're just just immediately going to mortgage it on the same turn that we just bought it back. There we go, fantastic. And now you'll notice we're in a situation where we have 1015. Of course, this isn't the 1080 we had moments ago before the trade, so if we can get ourselves to a situation where we don't have the property, the AI has the property, and we have more than 1080, then we've profited on this deal. So we'll drop in the little property, and we're going to crank up this money. So hello there, lovely AI. I'm going to ask for 110, which is a fantastic deal, and in return I'll give you the electric company. How does that sound? That's fantastic. Oh, and you've accepted. Fantastic. So there you go. They take the property, they then spend 182 unmortgaging it, and here we're on a bit of a wanky situation. When we started this whole ordeal, we had 900. Now it's at 1125, and the AI that we've been trading with is now down by about 300. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. But can this be increased? Can you do this multiple times? Of course you can, ladies and gentlemen. Of course you can. So we're going to go to Marie the battleship right now, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to sell them all of our properties that we mortgaged. That's right, all of them, and they are worth a lot of money, 640 to be more precise. So we're going to sell all of them, and let's see if we can get the AI to buy them all for 600. So here you go, AI. Apparently this is 600 worth of properties. Would you like to buy it all? However, we the lovely fantastic people know that these properties have actually been mortgaged, and for that reason they're actually worth exactly half, meaning I'm actually giving them only £320 worth of properties. Deal accepted. Oh no. And then immediately the AI is going to remortgage all of them. Yep, it's going to sink all of its money into that as it wants to definitely remortgage everything. Oh, it's done it. It's down to 200. Oh my. The last property it owns, it can't actually remortgage because it doesn't have the money for it. Oh, Marie the AI. Oh, you poor thing. Now, for us to absolutely profit from this, all we want is to simply get our properties back and remortgage them for the cost that was less than actually selling them. So we're going to want our blue, our orange, we're going to want our other blue, we're going to probably want the white, and we're going to also, no, we'll throw in the yellow for good measure. Apparently that's worth 790. Very well, let's drop in 790. You know what, I'm feeling generous to the AI. I'm actually going to give them an added 10 bucks and make this 800. There you go, this is a good deal. Deal, please, give it back to me. Oh, exchange accepted. Oh goodness. Oh, lovely. And for this property, yeah, I'm actually going to keep the mortgage, as I need the AI to repay the mortgage on that for it to be profitable. Anyway, Euston Road, we're going to absolutely mortgage that one up. Then we move around to the electric company, mortgage that one up. Then we've got Marlborough Street, mortgage that one up. And then finally Angel of Islington, and we mortgage that one up. Lovely stuff. Now, to actually make much more money off of this, you probably want to trade with an AI that has more money. So we're going to drop all of our properties into the richest AI, who has a spare 1,700 lying around, but no properties. So we drop in all of our properties, and once again, even though they have all been mortgaged, they are absolutely trashed. We're telling them that, hey, you know, we here at Spiffco, we only do legitimate, fantastic investments, and what you're about to be buying with all of your life savings is the greatest and best investment you'll ever make. Please don't leave that money for your children as a way of getting them through university or college. No, 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 no. Give it to us and allow us to invest it for you. So there you have it, AI. How would you like to buy this fantastic property portfolio worth 790 for the low cost of only 800? Sounds good, doesn't it? I'm sure you'd love it. Oh, of course you would love it. So we gain an extra. Oh goodness, they're gonna remortgage everything. Oh, here it goes. Here it goes, Vincenzo. Oh yes, just keep up those mortgages. Keep up those mortgage repayments. Oh, so they've just remortgaged everything for me. I am now on 2,000. Remember, the game says about having 3,000 is all you need to win, apparently. So let's get those properties back for less than what we gave them for. Remember, this AI had 1,700 when we started this whole ordeal, so things are looking good. Anyway, I'd like Euston Road back, please. I'd also like that one back, and this one back, and this one back, and also this one back. Now, lovely AI, I sold them to you for 800, so I think it's only fair that I buy them back from you for the same amount. That's right, I mean, the deal took place only moments ago, so it makes sense that you give them back to me for exactly the same price, regardless of the fact that you just sank a ton of money into actually doing up the properties, only for me to then strip them down again. So hey, 800 for 790 worth? Deal? Yep, that's a deal. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We suddenly have 1,572 money, all of the properties on the board, and Vincenzo, the AI we just did a deal with, started out with 1,700 and now only has 1,266. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear indeed. Bugger me sideways with a teabag. How do we keep finding these perfectly balanced games? I mean, with perfect balance like this, you might be needing an entire t-shirt for it. Oh my goodness. Insert a fantastic ad break moment for the brand new line of perfectly balanced t-shirts going to store.yogscast.com/spiffingbrit. Oh my goodness, they're absolutely fantastic. They're majestic and I'm sure they'll bring balance to your life. Or alternatively, it might accidentally activate no clip mode and you'll suddenly find yourself phasing through reality. Spiffco has absolutely no liability if the wearers of the perfectly balanced merchandise suddenly start phasing through reality, feeling their charisma stats absolutely increased, gaining stupendous amounts of intelligence, or all of the above. You have been warned. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to go do some trading with the AI and I'll be back in a couple of moments once I've got them down to absolutely almost no money. Ladies and gentlemen, something fun I did discover though is that we've just sold this green AI here, all of our properties totaling 719 value. Of course, all of them were mortgaged. The green AI then buys them off of us, mortgages all of them, and then finds themselves in a situation where they only have 391 Spiff Monopoly coins. Now of course, with hardly any money left, the AI decides, okay, I need money and I need money quickly. So we go, hey, don't worry, what if we buy those properties off of you now that you've completely remortgaged them, and I'll offer you 770. How does that sound, Mr. AI? Oh, that sounds good. Okay, right. I mean, we sold them to you for 790. Like, I gave you those properties and you gave me 800 back, and then I buy them off of you like 2 minutes later and I can buy them off of you for 770? Yeah, the maths just doesn't really check out on that one, game. Remember, this is meant to be very hard AI. Ladies and gentlemen, very hard. I'm sensing the difficulty right here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. It's so difficult. It's turn 1 and we already have almost 250 money. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. What have you done? You know, ladies and gentlemen, for a one-time only offer, I'm going to actually dive down into the comment section of the video and answer every single comment. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I know I do absolutely crazy things when it comes to asking for like targets, so I feel this one's probably suitably crazy, is I do absolutely love responding to each and every one of you fantastic members of the community, and I feel no better way than to challenge myself to answer every single question I see down there. So I'm going to say, for an absolutely ridiculous and genuinely wild 30,000 likes, which I don't actually expect any of you to hit, then I will go down into the comment section and answer every single question. That's right, every single comment that's there, I will leave a fantastic reply to it, and my goodness, hopefully YouTube won't take that as a sign to just destroy this video, but hey, it should be good nonetheless. Anyway, back to the fantastic exploitation of the AI. So, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves in an interesting situation where on turn 1 of a standard game of Monopoly, where we have a spare 4,000 lying around. This is well over double the normal starting limit, and as you can guess, things have gone slightly awry. However, things get even weirder because for some reason, whilst the AI are willing to buy properties that have been mortgaged at full price, the AI is willing to sell properties that have been mortgaged at half price. As the AI has absolutely no money left, we're going to buy Leicester Square off of them for half price. I remember the mortgage of this property is 130, so let's try buying this property for 100 and, you know, let's be generous, 140. How's that, AI? £260 property for 140. Right, yeah, and you know what, I'm just gonna keep that mortgage there, because I can just give that to an AI to pay off. So I turned a huge profit off of that because I sold that property to the AI for over full price. Anyway, back to the trading screen. We go back over to Vincenzo here, and remember how he sold that to us at half price? Well, this is a full price property right here. So we're going to buy Euston Road, Angel of Islington, Marlborough Street, and the fantastic electrical company wants 530. You know what? I'm being generous. I'm going to give you just a little bit less. Even though you have remortgaged half of them for me, fantastic AI, I'm going to give you 520 for all of your troubles. Here you go, AI, let's have a fantastic deal there, and of course, you're going to accept. And so once again, we simply go around our properties and do a fantastic remortgaging. Lovely stuff. Oh, this game just makes absolutely no sense. The trading mechanic is just completely broken. This is a common issue with many games. The fact that actually getting a workable economy to happen in a game can take a ridiculous amount of playtesting and stress testing. In the case of this game, the owners of Monopoly quite simply wanted yet another Monopoly game, and so decided to put no money into actually testing the AI or the values of the properties. In fact, I feel like they did half of the coding for this game and then decided, it's probably fine. And here we go, we watch Mitchell the AI have absolutely not enough money to remortgage any of the properties, and so he must keep paying money to keep the mortgage on his own properties, which puts us in a fun situation where we're able to buy the properties back off of him for hardly any money. So let's buy Euston Road, the Angel of Islington, Marlborough Street, Leicester Square and the Electric Company, valued at 790 for only, I'm gonna say, let's try 300. How is this? This is one of the worst deals in the entire history of Monopoly. AI, thank goodness you actually rejected that. Oh my goodness, I was going to be very confused if you did accept it, but actually I think we have something here to work with. So 790, what is half of 790? Well, it's just under 400, so I'm going to offer 400 as basically, as I'm receiving mortgage properties, these properties are at half value, so I'm going to offer 400. Can I please have all of these properties for half price? Wow, the AI refuses again. Okay, very well. Guess I have to actually pay a little bit more than just exactly half price. There we go, fantastic, deal accepted. And of course we're going to keep the mortgage on all of our properties because it costs us hardly anything in the grand scheme of things. Lovely stuff. And one of our properties needs to be mortgaged. There we go, fantastic. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as much as I would love to sit down and repeat this process constantly for the next 2 hours, something tells me this wouldn't really make for good content. But I'm sure at this point you can see why the AI in this game is completely and utterly broken. I don't know how, but for some reason during the testing process they just didn't check to see how the AI actually values properties. Now, a normal person would say checking to see how the AI actually trades, one of the main mechanics of Monopoly, might be rather important, but of course, no. Instead, the fantastic people in the boardroom who designed this game decided if they could get through the game without finding any issues, that it would be completely and utterly fine. And so, ladies and gentlemen, here you have it, a fantastic game of Monopoly, which is perfectly balanced as all things should be. Now trust me, there's absolutely no exploits to be had here. So ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that is where we must sadly call an end to today's fantastic video, but hey, if you're new here, if you've enjoyed what you've seen today, then feel free to give the video a like and do consider subscribing to join one of the greatest and fastest growing communities on the internet. The community would absolutely love to have you with us, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic time whilst you're here. And as always, a huge thank you to each and every one of our fantastic patrons who make these absolutely crazy and silly videos possible. Thank you very much to each and every one of you jazzy, fantastic people. And if you're sat there wondering, hey, what video should I watch next? I quite enjoyed this one, then look no further than this one on screen now. It's been handpicked by myself to be exactly the kind of video you want to watch. Anyway, I've been the Spiffing Brit, and I'll see each and every one of you in the next one. Goodbye for now, and have an absolutely lovely day.